Yeah, so I got chased by a homeless man walking here this morning, and I actually pretty scared.
I would be too.
Dude, I walked by him. He was like a block over, or like a block and a half over at the corner coming on First.
So were you? Well, that would scare me too if he was coming on first.
Dude,
like, did he? Did he?
That's a weird baseball player.
Was he walking? So like, picture the street, and you're on one side of it and he's on the other side. Okay.
No, he was on the same side. So he's sitting on a bench, right? Taking a puff on his
e-vape.
Yeah, whatever machine he's putting in his mouth.
Okay.
And then he just kind of like, he looks at me and then he does this, which he's like, and then he said something.
Like West Coast?
Did West Coast, but then he turned it to like alien, beam me up, and then just like this thing. Like spreading the fingers multiple ways. Can you do that? Keep the middle one in. And I was like, yes. And then he said something, and I looked at him, and I go, and then he just got up, and the light was red, and there was cars that were going to start coming. I'm like, I can't
just
stand
be right here.
Yeah. And so I just ran across the road, and then he ran across the road, and I had to run through the bank parking lot, and then through the grass of the whatever insurance building over there.
Yeah.
And then he went around a different alley. And I don't know, at one point he'd stopped chasing me, but
he didn't realize he forgot that he was chasing you.
Yeah, and it was wide open and there was no one else around. I thought for sure I was going to get stabbed.
Yeah, that's a scary situation. Oh, man, you can't predict what's going to happen.
I thought he was an alien just doing this.
He didn't have fingers. He just had like that weird alien dolphin claw.
Yeah, man, that woke I was pretty tired walking here, and that really woke me up.
Yeah.
Don't need coffee.
Yeah. Oh man, I've never been stabbed by a homeless person, but I've been threatened. So it was crazy. Like where I'm from, cans are worth 10 cents. Like you get 10 cents. Like if you buy a soda, let's say the soda is $1, it costs you $1.10, but then you bring the can back and you get 10 cents back.
Nice.
It was an episode of Seinfeld once.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of like that's a get 10 pops, gets your 11th free in a sense.
Well, kind of, but you pay for it.
Yeah, but if you weren't going to get that 10 cents back,
then you get the 11th one free.
Yes, but if you bring it back, you'll get the 11th free technically, because otherwise you wouldn't have that extra full dollar.
I see what you're saying. Kind of. But
you still pay for it, but you would be paying for it and not getting money back if you didn't bring the bottle back.
There's a couple different things. Like little kids will see a can and that's gone. That's 10 cents. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? What? You get 10 of those, that's $1.
Oh, yeah.
So kids would pick up cans, but here's the trouble. And I don't know if it's trouble or not. Maybe it's just different places in life. But sometimes adults would pick up those cans as well. You're like, yo. But also, it was real hard to find a can on the street because they were 10 cents. Like here people would just, you got your Mountain Dew bottle.
Yep.
And you're drinking it. You're done drinking it. Well, not me. But then you just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
And you're like, whatever. Who cares? In Michigan, you don't throw it out the window because you got $15 in your back seat, So we're down at this thing called the Blues Festival. They had it every Wednesday night, or was it blues or jazz? Either way, every Wednesday night down at this like downtown place. We're all in a group hanging out, drinking sodas. We weren't 21 yet. And there was me. I don't know. There's like 6 or 7 of us standing in a circle. And then we had this, I'm going to say, his name is Tom. Big guy, gay guy. We called him Big Gay Tom.
Yeah.
And he was cool with it. So we were like, yo. So Tom standing across from me, drinking a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, BGT.
Drinking that Coke. Glug, 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 glug. And this homeless guy looks at him and he's like, can I have that can? And then Tom was like, yeah, you can have it when I'm done with it, because we're not going to go try to cash in the 10 cents. You can have it when I'm done with it. So the guy kind of like paces around and just like walking in circles. And then like, I'm just like maybe a minute later, he's like, hey, are you done with that can? And he's like, no, not yet. Everything's all fine and well. About a minute after that, dude is like, hey, are you done with that can? And for whatever reason, I don't know, I think it was like 18, 19-year-old me was like, I got to snap on this homeless person. So I was like, hey, man, listen, he said he would give it to you when he's done. He's not done with it yet. Wait a couple minutes. And then the guy looked at me and he pulled out what I thought was going to be a comb, and it was a knife. And he was like, I will stab you. And then he said the MF. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to get stabbed for Tom.
Yeah.
Like I like Tom, but I'm not going to get stabbed for a 10-cent can. So I backed off.
It's also funny to think that a homeless man would have a comb instead of a knife. Most people would be like, he's pulling out a knife. Oh, no, that's one of those Spencer gift combs.
Well,
but initially you're like, hey, this unkept man probably has a comb in his pocket.
I've never seen an actual knife like that until that guy pulled one out, but I've seen multiple combs. So I thought it was a comb. Not, I didn't even know they could make knives like that. No, I'm just kidding. But when he pulled it out, I was like, hey, man, put that away. And then he pulled out that knife. And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. He pulled out the knife and was like, and I remember the sound was like, just like in TV. It was like, whoa, like, oh my gosh. So yeah, we all kind of looked, and then, but the crazy, well, I don't know if it's crazy or not. Tom, unfazed. Like he just saw the knife and was like, well, he's trying to stab Mark Quay, not me. I don't care.
Yeah, I guess if you're not the one who's in potentially getting stabbed.
There's a movie
maybe he's got stabbed quite a few times, and then it's just kind of like, I'm used to this. He lifts up his shirt. There's just scars everywhere.
He's got like straight line inch scars all over the place. Like,
it's like first time, huh, Mark Quay?
Yeah. Like, Tom, put your shirt down. Geez.
There was another. Oh, there's a homeless guy last night that came to the mic.
That is, well, I'll bring up a point that my wife brought up when I told her about it. Are you sure he was homeless?
I don't think that he was. I was going to say that while you're walking up there because he had a pair of pretty nice shoes and a lunch pail.
Well, like, that would actually, I might argue that would say, like, it was 9 o'clock, 8:30 at night. I would get that soundbite because I was going to say 9 o'clock, but instead I just kept saying 9 o'clock. I didn't finish saying clock. So anyway, that guy came out with a pretty fresh pair of Adidas, which I didn't notice until I was walking back outside. And the lunchbox.
Was it a lunchbox? Yeah,
it was a bag. It was definitely a big bag, and I think there was a lunch zipper pail.
Yeah,
thing, like,
it wasn't like duffel bag sized, but it wasn't tiny Transformers size.
It wasn't
Transformer lunch pail.
Yeah, you
size.
guys
It wasn't
remember.
that big. It was the middle ground there. But I swear he had clothes inside of it.
I'm sure he did.
Could have been golfing.
It could have been a golfer.
Yeah. But the way that he talked and
the way that he talked, looked, approached life, it became.
Very could be homeless. But then he had money for booze.
Did he? Because he was inside. Did I see him drinking? But also, if you ask enough people, you'll get $4.
That is true.
There's people that stand on street corners, and like I do remember hearing a story about a lady in Minneapolis who would stand on the corner by Loring Park. And she'd be like, can I have some money? Can I have some money? And she made like $100,000 a year doing that.
Dude, in Nashville, I swear it has to be the richest homeless people that I've ever seen. They just sit down on Broadway and just talk. And they're like, can I have some? I saw this guy have to get $100 within 15 minutes. Like, I'm in the wrong occupation.
Yeah.
And my brother and his wife, for some reason, I don't know what they are, too nice of people or something like that, where they were walking by, and then she just goes, "I got this one," and then handed. I'm like, you don't need to. You don't need to give
one.
Yeah, I'm like,
how many are you giving?
Yeah, I was like, you're wasting all your money. I'm like, beers are $9 for a Bud Light here. What are you doing and giving to this man who can steal Bud Lights?
Yeah, he can steal. That's actually one of the things I wondered about. Like, usually when I go somewhere, I'm up early because I like to see the whole process.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. When I go to New York, I'll be awake at like 5:30. And I'll go out. Usually I'm in Manhattan. And I'll walk around or whatever. And like there's there's the regular street and then like the alleys and stuff. And people are loading stuff in all the time. And then I think to myself, like, they bring that cart in and that truck is just sitting there. And the door's wide open and there's $3,000 worth of bacon just sitting there. And nobody steals it. I'm sure it does get stolen sometimes. But like I'm watching these people like load in their supplies for the week or whatever, the day, who knows?
Yep.
And nobody's touching it. I'm like, that's the respect you can't buy.
Dude, bacon heist. You could get up to felony bacon thievery pretty
Bacon
quickly.
theft. Well, bacon's expensive
I know.
days.
Bacon and jerky. Dude, if you stole, that's pretty much, they should move from the gold standard to the jerky standard.
I think jerky is worth more than gold per pound.
I know, pretty much. You see, America, they went to the jerky standard.
India's like, oh man, we don't use cows. And they're like, well, bacon jerky's a thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh. But
you couldn't go by like Casey's General Store pricing, though. You'd have to go by like
Fleet Farm. Nope. Fleet
Farm's also, that's also kind of
inexpensive for jerky.
Why can I not think of an actual
if you go to a
brand
holiday,
of jerky?
It's a big white label with the black letters on it.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. You see, it's like Iowa Smokehouse or something like that. That's one of them. Anyway, you get a half-pound bag of jerky and it's like $48. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
And then Jack Link's.
Link's, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
If you go by the Jack Link's standard.
Jack Link's jerky standard.
Yeah,
the
then that's how we get out of the recession. We just change it to the Jack Link's standard. Which actually, back in the day, it pretty much was. This is where you circle around back to things that you realize, like back in the day, you would just have a cow and that would be your money.
That was your money because you're like, well, I traded all this milk for all these other goods. Like I made milk and butter and I traded the milk and butter for not a steak, but maybe two. You could trade a bunch of milk and butter for a couple pigs.
Yeah.
And then boom, baby pigs. You don't want them to be full grown because then they're more expensive. You get baby pigs, you raise the baby pigs, you become attached to them, and then you cut their heads off. And then you're like, yo, bacon. And then you eat that bacon, some of it, and then sell that bacon. Then you take some of that bacon money, like you buy another cow, you kill that cow, make some steaks, and then all of a sudden your steaks, before you know it, you're Norman Rockefeller.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, does anybody want to build a giant old building downtown for me? And it's built on 30 Rockefeller Avenue.
Yeah. And they say, I'd buy that, but then someone else buys a train so that they can go trade for chickens. And when you get your chickens, you get your egg. And then everyone's like, what came first here? 30 Rock or the trains?
Oh, my gosh.
That one we can actually probably Google, but
I think the trains were first. I mean, that's a good question, I guess. Historically, there's a couple smart people that listen to this, and they're probably sitting at home like these two. Well, if they're smart, they're not sitting at home listening to this. But I wonder, I bet you trains were first because they probably had to.
By like a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
By like 100 years.
They had to get these
I can't
goods.
believe I actually had to Google that. I'm like, obviously New York City wasn't built like, they didn't have skyscrapers in the early 1800s.
They had all the materials were right there just waiting to get built.
Dude, my buddy Jamie, there was in like high school, they had like, what was it called? They kind of had a Jeopardy thing for, Quiz Bowl.
Quiz Bowl.
It was called Quiz Bowl. And then what happens during the Quiz Bowl is they'll have like smart kids from these schools go meet up and then they'll play like a Jeopardy type game where you buzz in. And they would even put it on the radio.
We weren't on the radio.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So they were in Southwest North Dakota, and we were listening to it. And one of the questions was the USS 9/11 was built out of recycled parts of this. And my friend Jamie buzzed in, and he goes, melted down handguns. It's the Twin Towers.
Yeah, obviously.
Sure. Everyone was like, dude, it was just like Billy Madison. The guy's like, everyone's stupider for listening to that answer. Melted down. You know how many handguns you need to melt down to make a cargo ship?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. I would never in a million years. Oh, you know what? I watched a movie the other day called Die Hard 2.
That just come out.
Yeah, I'm very, very quick to see movies. I saw it not in the theater. I think it was on a VHS cassette.
Yeah, only Bruce Willis nowadays plays it. He's like, what? It's Bruce Willis and Joe Biden. Man, that would be a show to just have those two live together now. Hey, Joe.
Maggie, moonlighting.
Maggie, don't even talk about Maggie around me. I'm not making America gross inside.
Is it Maggie the dog? Was Maggie Barack Obama's dog?
Maggie is the littlest woman on The Simpsons.
The littlest woman.
I should have said the baby on The Simpsons.
The littlest woman. I like that. That's funny.
Maggie Biden dog.
No, I think. Well, I'm trying to remember Moonlighting. What that lady's name was.
I think it's
Sybil
called gaslighting.
Yes.
Did I tell you that the other day when, these girls told us to not mansplain stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to mansplain. And then not 5 minutes later, like, I forget what we were talking about. Something that obviously I barely know, but they go, okay, I don't really know that. Explain it to me like I'm 5. I was like, you want me to explain? That's worse than mansplaining. To explain it to you.
Like,
how about you explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old child?
That's in Denzel Washington. He says that in it's either explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. I don't know. I can't talk. Yeah. I sounded like the Colonel
Sanders. You
Sanders.
Want me to adult-splain this to you?
Would you like me to regular person explain it?
55. I'm 20 years younger. That is like where we're at in the world, though, as women are like, I'd rather have you treat me like a child than like a man, than like you're a man. The patriarchy. Please explain it to me like you're a female teacher, then I'm 5, rather than you just being a man.
Well, you see, that would, somebody said, well, you see, at the beginning of the explanation, then I'd be like, oh man, I'm being dumb-splained to you.
Dude, yeah.
Well, you see, like, all right.
You see is one, then it's like, just a big, long, extended well, you see. Well, watch out for that well. You're going to fall. It's one of my favorite, street jokes. And they go, why did the blind guy fall into the well? Why? Because he didn't see that well.
He couldn't see that well. Would you say well twice? Because sometimes you don't want to say, why did the blind person fall into the hole in the ground with water in the bottom of it? Because he couldn't see that well. Huh.
Yeah. That could too.
They asked me a long time ago, they were like, hey, how did Helen Keller burn the side of her face? And I was like, I don't know. And then they were like, the phone rang and she picked up the iron. Yeah. Then I was like, well, you see, Helen Keller could not hear and she could not see. So if the phone rang, she would not know. And then if by chance she did feel the vibrations of the phone ringing, she wouldn't be able to pick it up because she wouldn't know what to reach for. And then the fact that if she were to pick up the phone and it weighed 7 pounds because it was an iron from 1847, then she'd probably not pick it up. And so like it doesn't. Well, how did she burn the other side of her face? She tried to call back.
Yeah. No, so like Anne Sullivan was the worst teacher ever. She made Helen Keller think that a phone was an iron.
Iron, yeah.
Actually, Anne Sullivan is just bullying Helen Keller for years. Like, she's like, she thinks this is a phone.
Yeah, guys, watch. Stop! I got you good.
You probably need a call like this.
Yeah, you got to put the earpiece up and hold the mouth. Like you got to talk into the mouthpiece and then hold the earpiece to your ear.
They have they had an attachment. They probably still make them too, but for iPhones, that on the bottom you could connect a wired phone.
Oh yeah.
And my brother bought one. He's like, oh, just remembered talking about that. And then all of a sudden he was like, I guess, yeah, I could just hold my phone up to my face. He's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Like, but sometimes you want to look like you're on a phone, but it doesn't. There's some novelty things where you're like, okay. But also, if you found yourself with a stockpile of old phones and you had those little receiver things and you could do it, you might make a bunch of money because people like your brother would buy that and be like, look at the novelty.
That is true. I've been speaker phoning way too much recently. Like, it always bugs me when people do it in public. Mm-hmm. I've been like halfway is doing that or just having music on and stuff and then realizing what I'm doing, like in the supermarket, having a podcast play and being like, this is very funny. I also called someone the other day. I don't know if I can say this. We'll move on. I'll go back. I was like, how am I going to say this radio friendly? It just wouldn't work. Oh. You know, magic. When you were talking, so you were talking about robbing a truck in New York. One time we were discussing.
For the record, I didn't rob a truck in New York. If you're just tuning in, I made reference to being able to, never have done it.
Yeah, but if you need jerky or bacon.
Yeah, if you need bacon or jerky, come see me.
Yeah, it's $3.99 per pound instead of $6.99. Yeah,
it's all profit for me, baby.
Because someone else stole it. I got it. But what was I going to say here? Oh, we were discussing if I were to just fly to New York City, murder some random person that I have no connection with, hang out for a couple days, and then just fly back. You think you'd get caught?
Well, it depends on. You might get caught. Well, they'd have to verify your identity, and then it'd be difficult. I'd say it'd be difficult, but like what they don't want you to know is that like a lot of murders, a lot of crimes don't get solved at all. So like they think like on TV shows they always catch the criminal, but that's so that you think that they catch the criminal all the time, but they don't. Like that is 100% true scenario.
Dude, what if the whole like every murder mystery show is actually the government and the police going in and saying, hey, they better catch him on this. We're making it look like we solve crimes.
It takes like, and it's always when they do catch somebody from like years later, like that unfortunate incident. I think it was in Grand Forks, even where the lady went to I think it was Columbia Mall.
Yeah, and Terry Shiver. No, that's not Terry Shiver.
Terry Shiver. Like no,
Terry Shiver was dead or alive.
But yeah, they caught that person like. Actually, did they even catch that person? It was like
I think it was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like 20 years later or something like that.
Drew Shadeen. Yeah. By Alfonso Rodriguez Jr.
That's what they say. And then
but it must have been
yeah, it's about 50%. That's what it says.
Wow, that's wild.
Nearly half of murder cases go unsolved, which means the percentages of case solved has been declining for decades and is currently around 50%. This means that for every Google's mansplaining it to me. Like it's 50%.
No, they're explaining it to you like you're 5.
Like I'm 5.
Actually, that's a little bit too. They're explaining it to you like you're 10 because it has percentages.
I'm in percentages now. I'm in 3rd grade math. It says it has been declining for decades and currently around 50%. And I'm not even making this up. It says this means that for every 100 murders, roughly 50 remain unsolved. Well, Google, it's around 50%, but if it is 50%, then 50 go unsolved out of 100. I know that, Google, because I Googled percentages right before this.
Around 50%? Not a square 50%?
Not a square, yeah. A triangle 50%. It says that police defunding and resources for law enforcement are to blame. And growing mistrust, which would lead, growing mistrust. Like, nobody believes in Peter Pan anymore.
No one believes in Peter Pan anymore. We got so much mistrust.
Yeah, so much mistrust. Like Peter Panning. I watched Hook a while ago. Great movie.
Peter Panning. That kind of sounds like, T-bowing or Taylor Swift. When people were, or planking.
Well, isn't planking like being on your elbows or whatever?
No, planking was where you just went completely straight like a plank and would just lay on stuff. Oh, you're talking about like the exercise.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm talking about people posing.
Yep.
Because people do the T-bow and just do that.
Yep.
And then people would plank. Let's bring back planking.
That was fun. It was a fun little thing to do.
On stage on Wednesday, I'm just going to plank for my whole set.
Just lay on the table or on the
chair the whole way. You need a strong core to plank some things.
Oh yeah, and I think that was part of the look at Planky Boy over there. He's got a core.
Oh, you explained it to me like I'm 5. That's actually why that is because
his core is so well developed. He's able to lie in a motionless, flat area between two things.
You'd actually need strong back muscles too. It's not just your core.
Yes. Oh, no. I have to be... Oh, crap.
What?
I can't talk about it on air. I'll have to talk about it later. I have to be nice to somebody, and I didn't realize I was being mean to them, but...
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not mean. I'm not a mean person. Literal people cried because I'm so nice to them.
I also think, here's the other thing. Kids these days don't make fun of each other like we did. Like... Growing up,
not at
we
all.
just continually made fun of all of our friends. And it was just like, that's just how we talk.
That's because you're friends.
Yeah. If someone would come up to me and say, nice shirt, I'd be like, I need to go change right now. There's something wrong with it. There's no, like growing up in the 90s, kids, you just made, it wasn't bullying. You just were like, you're getting razzed on today, I'm razzing on you. And then I grew up and realized kids don't do that anymore. And then when you make fun of people that are your friends, people will say that you're mean. People genuinely are like, you and your friends are very mean to each other. I'm like, no.
Yeah, because we're friends.
Yeah. It's like,
I was like,
that's mean. None of us even thought that was mean. You say terrible things to all your friends. We're like, yeah, isn't that what you do?
Yeah. What do you say to your friends? Well, we're pretty uplifting. And I'm like, we are uplifting. That is uplifting.
Yeah. I'm getting shamed into I'm getting shamed into being uplifted.
They're making me feel bad enough where I want to change something about my whole being. Like, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And my ears aren't that funny, Greg. Dude, that was funny the other day. When your wife the other day, I have this notch out of my ear.
Yes. Yep.
Which is whatever. I've always had it. But what did she said it in a way that wasn't oh, did something happen here?
What happened to your ear?
Yeah.
But it was out of the blue.
It was. It's oh, what happened to your ear? Where I was like, most people would say if you were saying it to me like that, it'd be oh, did something happen to your ear? Or she's like, what's wrong? Yeah, what happened to your ear? I was like, that's very funny because just the way that was asked. Because I'm like, I don't know her super well, so it's just out of the blue looking at me, and I saw her face do like the what happened to your ear?
What's wrong with the side of your head? Oh man, I think. Well, so there's people with that actually Stephen Colbert.
Really?
If you check out Stephen Colbert, like a front face shot, one ear like sticks out to the side and one ear is kind of normal.
Oh, yes.
And it's like it's not like taped or anything, and I don't know what happened to his ear.
Dude, I think that he has one ear that has the lobe and one doesn't, it looks like.
Some people do, like, that's what I was saying the other day. Some people have like dangly earlobes, and some people's are connected, and some people have one of each.
Yeah, like, I think he's got a one of an each.
Mm-hmm. I took a pill and one of each.
The best part is Avicii came to my mind too, and I had no idea how to play with that. Took a pill and one of Avicii. I ate a bunch of fish with ceviche.
to prove that I was pretty all right. I'm pretty all right. We don't have a lot of people, like, I'm surprised that the woke mob doesn't call in more. I thought that the people would.
We don't really give a call to action for that.
That is true. That is true. We don't have people calling in because, like, and also sometimes I get, we'll be talking about something and then I'll realize I got a text or a snap or something and I'll check it out and it'll be like something we were talking about 20 minutes ago. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Should have said something when I didn't see it right away. So I was like, oh, yeah, hey, Steve from Twin Oaks, California, also got stabbed by a homeless person. And
yeah.
It's like, oh, we weren't talking about that anymore, Steve from Twin Oaks, California, but thanks. Also, Steve from Twin Oaks, California, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you got stabbed by a homeless person. And what are you doing up so early? Are they late? I could never remember.
If you're in Twin Oaks, California, you'd be 2 hours behind us.
I think they're ahead.
They are not. New York is ahead.
Or behind. Yeah. In my head, I was thinking, yep. I was thinking the right thing, but I said the wrong words to communicate when I was trying to.
Yeah.
Because my boss, when I first moved here from Hawaii, I filled out job applications, obviously, and people would call him at like 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, hey, yeah, he's a great guy. Go back to bed. So, like, yeah, like, sorry there, sorry, Tom. Called him Thomas.
Yeah, because how far is Hawaii?
It's a 5 and 4 hour difference
from here.
Yeah, no. Is it 5? Yeah, because of daylight savings time. They don't have daylight savings time there, but here it goes. So this is Michigan, so it's 5 and 4. So here, I think it's got to be 4.
Was Michigan the same time as
Chicago? Here? We switch time zones.
We're the same as Chicago. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right now, Fargo is the same as Chicago. I promise you.
Oh no, you're right because it switches. It switches right outside. Like Chicago's in a bubble, so like Chicago's on this side of it from Michigan. Even though, like, I think if you look at the time zone map, like it almost goes straight down. It bubbles out of Chicago and then goes down again. Because it's like it should be part of Chicago. Detroit should be on the same thing, but I feel like they're not because of that Chicago bubble.
Yep, they are an hour ahead of us in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit.
I saw a long time ago. I saw Eminem in Detroit, and he wasn't
the green one or the red one or the yellow one.
Good point. I wonder how come they never did that.
What?
Eminem and Eminem.
Probably because Eminem's brand isn't really about
the kids. They're
killing your wife.
Yeah, but he takes care of his kid.
That is true. I bet that they wanted to do something, and then they're like, well, this is a pretty He was pretty controversial in the beginning until he sang with Elton John.
Well, yeah, basically everybody was like, oh, he hates gay people, and then he was like, no, I don't. And then Elton John was like, no, he doesn't. And then I was like, he's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Actually,
I think he
did. Keep telling us about how you hate your wife.
Yeah. You hate your wife. You don't hate the gays.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't even think you hate. I used to work with a dude. He called, like, there's a audio recording. You could probably find it on the internet. An audio recording of him calling Kim and, like, trying to get Kim, Eminem's wife, to, like, be with
Get
him.
down?
Yeah, instead of Eminem.
No
and
way.
She got all these calls from him, and then she finally recorded one and then, like, put it out. So, like, when we finally found out about it, and, like, that dude, he was just like a lot of bravado and no real what's the word? No realness, just a lot of, like, talking about how I did this and I did that, but never did any of that stuff. At one time, he told me he was friends with Kid Rock, and I was like, though his position in the industry was like, okay, maybe he is.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I know somebody that absolutely adores Kid Rock. Can you get me the autograph? And he was going back to Detroit, and he's like, hey, I'll get you one. I'm going to see him. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he brought it back. It was a headshot kind of thing, like a black and white picture. And it said something on it. It wasn't like a to Mark Way, blah, blah, blah. It was just like some scribbles. And I was like, I think this dude just has a picture of Kid Rock and then just scribbled something on it and, like, never.
Also, like, that he was friends if he would have called him Bobby. You should have been like, oh, me and Bobby go way back. You'd say who? He goes, oh, Kid Rock. I call him Bob.
I call him Bob because, Bob. Doesn't he have Bob tattooed on his arm?
Probably. I don't know. I wish, dude, Kid Rock and Nickelback were both in Sioux Falls this weekend. And
I did see that.
If I wouldn't have had that show on Friday or Saturday, I 100% was going to go down there because my buddies went and it looked like the best time. Afro Man and the Yin Yang Twins also played on that show. That was a wild, if you looked at the Rock the Country lineup, it was
Why didn't they
crazy.
come around here?
Well, Sioux Falls was the closest.
I know, but, like, they would have had a big thing in Fargo for sure.
Yeah, it was like a 2-day camping thing.
Yeah,
dude.
Where do you put Kid Rock? Do you put him outside? Do you put him inside?
What do you mean?
I mean, do you have Kid Rock at the Fargo Dome? Not Fargo Dome. Well, could he fill the Fargo Dome? Probably.
Oh, yeah.
But then do you put the Yin Yang Twins at the Fargo Dome too, or like they in the parking lot?
I don't know. See, I think they were all on like one stage. I think they did it where it was just one stage the whole time. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have like a crazy number of acts, so that they could all just do the one stage. But yeah, let's see here.
That's how I saw Soundset was on 2 different stages.
Soundset had a few different stages.
Well, right.
They're headliners. Yeah, they did that. That's actually how you want to do it because then you can just have set up one after the other.
Yeah, they're setting them up and moving. But, geez, it feels like that would be...
Oh, maybe the Yin Yang Twins. So there's house party sets by Afro Man, Yin Yang Twins, Rehab, and DJ Silver.
DJ Silver?
But then if you look at everyone else, it was like Kid Rock, Nickelback, Hank Williams Jr., Leonard Skinner,
Travis Skinner?
Yeah. Travis Tritt, Gavin Adcock, Aaron Lewis, Jody Messina. Dude, imagine seeing Jody Messina and then Afro Man. Heads Carolina, tails California, 'cause I got That's those people. These people, I tell you what. Peachtree Entertainment. Actually, dude, that looked like such a good time. That's like, I mean, get out of. People really like worry about the politics of stuff and everything, which is like I get that for people, but at the same time, I'm so like separate art from the artist stuff that like Kid Rock's first album or Devil Without a Cause.
Devil May Cry. Ball with the ball, bang, bang, boogie. Nope.
Yeah.
No, that was...
Devil Without a Cause.
Was it like black and red, and he was standing on the cover.
Yeah.
But that one was like his third or fourth.
Yeah, but it was the one that like really brought him up there.
Yeah.
Because it had like Cowboy, Bow Ba, Bowl God, Wasting Time. Man, that's such a... Welcome to a Party, too. My name's Kid Rock. I'm a Capricorn in Detroit City where I was born. It is crazy, like, just listening to him throughout. Like, you hear that, and then now it's like country stuff.
Oh, I know. Like, his first out, like, when I knew Kid Rock from Michigan days, he was a rapper.
Yeah.
And he had, like, Early Morning Stone Pimp was a record. And I remember seeing that in, like, the literal record, vinyl record in... Geez, what was the store? It was like a media play type store, Sam Goody or something like that. I don't remember what store it was, which is crazy. They don't have like dedicated music stores anymore.
That is wild.
Because why
like,
would you?
Yeah, because you have like the record stores or whatever, but it's not going to the mall. You'd go to the mall and you would just walk over to Sam Goody.
Yeah. Like I got to get a new... Or the new, and they had those listening stations, so you could listen to the single or whatever, and
you just press one button.
Yeah,
man, that was the life.
Those were the days.
And now you need to listen. I actually want to start getting physical copies of CDs and such again, due to the fact that you listen to the full album then, because now it is just with all streaming places where you just listen to the one song and then.
Yep.
You just kind of can switch whatever. You don't listen to the full album as much.
They don't. My wife played over the weekend Wyclef the Carnival, and we were listening to it, and like there's like, I don't know, a lot of the songs are way better because of the song right before it or right after it. So like it goes into like there's a lot of records that are like a whole story. Like Notorious B.I.G. is a good example. Ready to Die. Like from it's like literally from his birth. Like you hear somebody being born in the beginning of it, and then at the end, he's dying. So like, it's like his whole life or whatever in that, which is also hard to come up with a second album. Like, hey, this first one was so monumental. It was like,
man, I really hope someone shoots and kills me so that this works out.
Yeah, it was puffy. I shouldn't have said that because now I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you're diddling.
I'm diddling with the death here.
You don't P Diddy where you Diddy. You don't Puff Daddy where you Diddy. You don't Diddy where you Puff it. I don't know. I don't think that really makes sense either way. But I was gonna try to make it.
Don't puff where you Diddy. Don't
pee where you Diddy.
Don't Diddy. Don't diddy diddy do.
Don't pee where you diddy. That's just like
don't pee where you diddy.
Yeah,
duh, that's so easy.
Yeah, that's what you tell people when they're like, "I like golden showers," and I'm like, "I don't." You don't pee where you diddy.
One of my favorite. Well, there's two ad libs in hip hop that just are hilarious to me. One of them is, I'll do the P one first on When Disaster Strikes. Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
It's whatever. He's got this, and I think I don't remember the rapper's name, but he's got a real deep voice. But he says in the record, like golden showers from rooftops. And then in the background, you hear like water splashing. And then some guy's like, hey, I think somebody's peeing on us. But it's just like it's like an ad lib in the way background. The second one is 50 Cent in the club. And he says, if you see me in the streets, you mistake me for a player or a pimp. I got shot 9 times, now I walk with a limp. And then in the background, you just hear, I'm all right. It just cracks me up every single time. I'm all right.
Man, that does rule. 50 Cent is the man.
You know, I didn't used to think so. I thought like In the Club was good, and then after that, I was kind of like, all right, I don't really like this dude. But then now that time has passed, I'm like, dude, 50 Cent's pretty
and now he just,
cool.
No matter what, he just stands by whatever he says and just does not care whatsoever. The best part was when like all that Diddy stuff was going on, and 50 Cent's just like, he asked me if I wanted to go shopping, and I was like, why do I need you to go shopping? He's like, I'll buy you stuff. He's like, I just have a hit record.
I don't need your it makes sense. Sometimes there's some weird stuff that happens in the industry, I would imagine, and Puff Daddy probably is at the center of a lot of it.
Yeah, makes sense. He also, did you hear that he snuck into, P. Diddy snuck into Kid Cudi's house and opened all his kids' Christmas presents.
What?
And then left him. He Grinched him. Like, that was one of the things that came out in like the depositions or whatever, because Kid Cudi was like, I don't know, hooking up with his wife or the one lady that he was talking about or something. And then so one time he went in and stole their Christmas presents. I forget if he stole them or if he just opened them. I'm not sure what's more diabolical.
Open all the boxes so you get like, oh, what? See, I've never heard that before.
You know who else? Yeah, Kid Cudi accuses Diddy of breaking in and opening the gifts. And shut his dog in the bathroom.
That is...
It's so funny.
That's so weird.
Yeah. That's one of the things that who thinks of doing that?
And like, okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. Diddy doesn't seem like a reputable dude. But what I'm saying is... Okay, let's imagine here that Puff Daddy broke into my house and opened up my Christmas presents. I'm not gonna just tell everybody that, you know. Like it's weird. It's weird to be like, what evidence do you have that it was Puff Daddy? You know what I mean?
I'm guessing they have cameras.
Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing too. If I was a celebrity, there'd be no cameras in my house. Like, I don't have any cameras in my house right now.
Because you're Diddy. You're P. Diddy.
I should have said that. I should have said it like that. There ain't no cameras in my house.
Yeah, you're like Diddy did it all wrong. See how I do it is no cameras.
You're trying to get caught and you put cameras in your house. No, I'm just saying, like, if you'll be identified if you're coming up to the house or into the house, but being inside the house, there's no cameras. And, you know, so like it's weird. Like if Puff Daddy came to my house and he had I don't know, he'd have to be openly Puff Daddy. Like he couldn't have any coverings on his face.
Well, I'm guessing
it wasn't actually P. Diddy.
It's even funnier to think of P. Diddy with a mask on, sneaking around. I'm guessing he just walked in.
He's got an all white party. Like, he's wearing all white. Like, all right, he just left. You guys want to come with me and break it? Dave Chappelle, like instead of Prince,
oh yeah,
like just like there should be a show of like P. Diddy stories.
Oh yeah,
when you break into his house, and P. Diddy's wearing all white, breaking into Kid Cudi's house.
Too bad Charlie Murphy died. Or like it.
I'm Charlie Murphy. Actually, I'm gonna. I was watching that senator lady who broke into her mother's house to steal all her father's goods or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this on Wednesday, but. I'm going to try to get more topical for my hosting.
Yeah.
But anyway, they showed a picture of her from the cameras or whatever from her breaking into the house. But she literally has like a cartoonish style outfit for breaking into a house. Like she's wearing all black. She has like a black skull cap on. Like, it's just like, what? I think it's a ski mask that she just had rolled up so she could pull it down or whatever. But it was like, lady, if you're going into your own mother's house and you're wearing like all black with black gloves and like all this stuff, like you look like you're breaking into the house. Like, what are you doing? And then, I was just trying to, I was checking on my mom, like wearing all black. Like, you're a senator. You changed. You bought and then her Amazon receipt was like, one black ski mask, one black jacket, one black pant.
That is now that you can probably catch. Well, I guess you don't catch a lot of murderers still, but
only about half of them.
Now you think all those people now, like they don't need to go. Like there's not a video of you going to Lowe's because you can just get next day delivery from Amazon. Sometimes same day delivery.
Yeah, but you'd still have that in your...
But do you think that they have as much access to your account, or do they need to get a warrant and stuff like that?
Well, they'd still, for the camera, they'd have to as well. So, like, I think, like, a lot of times, like, if they're investigating, like, a Lowe's break-in, Lowe's will just be like, here's the footage.
Yeah.
But, like, if they didn't have the footage and Lowe's had nothing to do with it, I mean, Lowe's is a big company, they'd probably cooperate.
I think a lot of those
But,
ones
like,
just do it without a warrant because they're just
Right.
like, whatever.
But if you come to my house and you're looking for the footage, like, you got to get yourself a warrant.
Yeah.
Because I have cameras in my house, and I don't need you to see all the Diddy activities that are happening in my house.
You're like, listen, you buy the baby oil, not in bulk.
Yeah, you only, which is an outlandish. Okay, like somebody said that there's like thousands of bottles of baby oil, and I'm like, that's enough for one person's life. Like, you don't fill up a pool with baby oil with the bottles. You know, like you can buy bulk baby oil if you had to.
Yeah.
So like, and Diddy would have access to that. So you don't have to buy the bottles.
Yeah, it's even funnier if he just actually is going around with a forklift, picking up just pallets of baby oil. It's like, got to get this up to the 5th floor. His elevator is industrial.
Some people do have those, elevators in their house.
Dude, like it has the cage that you
close
open
it
up.
and then you gotta hit the big switch.
Yeah.
That's
or he just
fun.
has some of his slaves pulling up on like
There,
it's actually a manual elevator.
he's got 3 dudes that are huge and they just pull the ropes up. Oh man, the rope and pulley system. It's actually not as heavy because of the 4 pulleys that we have. Well, it's still pretty heavy.
Actually, Diddy's like just super scientific. He's like, no, I actually machined this so you can do it with only 5 pounds of pressure.
It's like, I actually hooked it up to a power drill.
Yeah,
You just squeeze the trigger and you start going up.
actually, when he went into Kid Cudi's house to get all the presents, he flew one of those like bikes that has the big propellers that goes up like Leonardo da Vinci's. He's just flying through the air, lands on top of the house.
Oh yeah. He's got the bike where the thing goes up and down, and he's like, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
having P. Diddy actually just have cartoonish
Escape
yeah,
vehicles.
just do like every cartoon villain. That's very funny to me.
Diddy gets on a broom, flies away. I don't know if I'd. If I saw Diddy leaving my house, I don't know if I'd be more scared than if I saw him coming into my house.
Depends what vehicle he's driving.
Like, well, hey, there goes Diddy, and he's in his Leonardo da Vinci helicopter bicycle.
Yeah, but if he came in a Batmobile, I'd be a little more scared.
I think Batman would be pissed if Diddy came into the Batmobile.
He would. Batman was probably Bruce Wayne. Might have been at a couple of those parties. So then he had to lend it to him.
Oh, yeah, they had like some blackmail stuff. And that's, yeah, people are saying that Diddy got free because he had pretty much everybody that would have been on trial blackmailed. Like, yeah, you were at that party and I got a picture of you having sex with whatever, Bad Bunny or something when he was 16 years old or something. Like, what?
Yeah, that all that stuff, it does seem like, I'm like, for sure he got blackmail. I guess like the sentences that he's actually getting, because he was convicted. He was also like, people act like he completely got off. Like he didn't. It just wasn't like, he didn't get with like
sex
trafficking.
Yeah. Which is like moving people from one place to the other. But like, I don't know what did he get charged? Did he do it? Another 50 Cent.
He was charged a lot of like the stuff was actually like civil lawsuits too, so it's hard to like figure out exactly what. Actually, we'll see what he was convicted of.
Yeah.
Convict music.
I looked up what
2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. And guilty. The jury found Combs guilty of transporting. It seems like it's hard for me to find this, and it shouldn't be.
Oh, did he? He did it.
Yeah.
when I typed in, like, I was going to say, what did Diddy get convicted of? But I typed in, what did Diddy? And, like, what did Diddy do to Kid Cudi? What did Diddy do to Justin Bieber? What did Diddy do to Meek Mill? What did Diddy do to Day 26? What did Diddy do to Will Smith? What did he do to Kesha? What did he do to Kim? What did he do to Jaden Smith? What did he do to Aubrey O'Day? Who's Aubrey O'Day? Well, I'll click on that one. Oh, groomed her. Oh, yeah, she was the one from Diddy making the band thing.
Oh, okay.
And she was groomed.
Oh, yeah, and racketeering. I think they got him on, like,
What's racketeering? That's just betting, right? Is that sports betting or something?
I think racketeering is kind of like running businesses. That's how they took down, like, the mob.
A set of legal activities.
Extortion, bribery, or violence. Because that's how they got... I'm pretty sure that's what... Who was the mayor of New York City during 9/11? Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani.
I'm pretty sure that he was like a big thing in getting racketeering started to take down some of the mob.
Oh, I could see. I think racketeering is like older than that. Was that the RICO case?
Oh, yes. That's what I was...
Yeah. Because I know they were, like, everybody references the RICO case. If you charge one, you can charge them all.
That's what it was, yeah.
They did that in Batman.
Well, no, racketeering, though, is a legal term and a concept formally introduced with the passage of the Racketeer RICO in 1970. So the term racketeering existed prior to it, but it didn't become codified legal until then.
Okay.
I was kind of right on that. Kind of smart. Kind of smart.
Yeah, well, we never say infactual information here. It's all real knowledge.
Yeah, and infactual is a word.
Infactual is, in fact, actually a word. I think.
Infactual is not standard English word. And if it does, I think it means it would mean not factual.
It's inflammable. Does that mean it's flammable or it's not flammable? It's inflammable. What?
But I think that's inflammable. Isn't there an inflammable too? No.
Uh-huh.
Nope, that's just inflammable. Unfactual, also not factual.
Yeah. Infactually is not a standard English word.
Man, what great radio.
Well, we pride ourselves on top tier number one top tier
racketeering.
Top tier top ramen.
Racket earring.
Racket earrings.
That's
what Wimbledon winners get. When instead, like in golf, you get that yellow jacket or the green jacket.
Yep.
In tennis, you get
racket
earrings.
I was also thinking that it's like you get racket earringed as if someone just hits you in the ear with a racket.
And me, that's all you hear once you get hit with a racket is me.
Man, that'd be the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, the little cilia in your ear snaps, and then it's essentially always on. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, would you rather have a floater in your eye consistently or a constant buzzing in your ear?
Well, so like...
If you had to choose one or the other.
Probably the floater, because you can blink those out of, But
like the permanent floater ones, the ones that people always just...
It's always just right there.
Yeah.
I think you'd probably, like... Because you still can see.
Yeah.
So, like, you would just... You know how, like, if you live next to a train, you can sleep through a train? Because it's like, you get used to that, like...
Yeah.
So, like, I think if you had that floater, it would just always be there, but, like, you wouldn't see it. Like, people, like, I have glasses, and sometimes I have dirty glasses, but I don't realize they're dirty until somebody's like, damn, dude, what's wrong with your glasses?
I know, you feel real dirty when that happens, because I've done that too. And then, or I'll just set them on the table and be like, oh my God, I'm disgusting.
How did this even happen?
Dude, last night when we were out too, I made mac and cheese. And then I there was at some point that I just put my hand in the mac and cheese. I don't know. Or like, I don't know, but while I was making it, when I was scooping it out, I think I got mac and cheese on my hands.
Okay. You just dug the spoon in too far.
Don't think I washed my hands as good. And then I just like, we were at the bar, and I'm like, my hand smells just like mac and cheese. I was like disgusted with myself, but I was like, wonder if other people know this is mac and cheese smell in my hands, and how bad is it to other people?
Well, I think people sometimes realize and they don't notice. I was in school once, but I used to work at a coffee shop. But I worked at the coffee shop before school, so I opened it up at like 6 and worked till like 8. Went into school or whatever. I steamed some milk, but I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, like the milk steam like blew up onto my shirt, but my school was like right across the street.
Yep.
So the kid in the class was like, something smells like string cheese in here.
Yep.
I was like, that's me.
Nice. And that's the perfect place to end.
I smell like string cheese.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Love you. Aloha. Love you? Did I say love you?